guys decided to come out here today?
Well, personally, I think it's important for people our age to be civically engaged in our community and really make this issue a thing in our community because it needs to be talked about.
You guys,
I think just like also because we're kids and we go to school, like especially because we're leaving like schools, I think it's important to like just show everybody that it does matter and that things can happen if you really stand up and do something about it.
nice. So why have you decided to come out here today?
Because it is not okay what is happening in our schools. These are kids. We should not have to deal with guns and getting shot.
So if you had something to say to the NRA or the president, what would you say?
Just change. Change anything. It's not, this isn't about money anymore. This is about lives. And if your kid goes to school, Donald Trump, like, if this was happening in your school, in your child's school, you would want something to be done. So,
What would change look like to you?
just before getting a gun, if somebody wants a gun, they should have better background checks, better everything. Not everybody should be out there getting a gun.
I'm fed up seeing people my age get murdered for no reason all the time.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous how many shootings there have been, and it's only March of 2018, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I should be worried about like college, and I'm a senior. I should be worried about college and my classes, and instead I'm worried about getting shot at my own school, and that's not okay.
Yeah, so if you had a message to send to the NRA or the president, what would you say?
Listen to us, look at the videos, look at what people are saying, and just don't disregard us just because we're young. I mean, the groups here are amazing. It ranges from all ages, and everyone has something to say, and it's really important that you listen to us.
Gun reform is really the only solution that can at least help start to fix the problem.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I really don't think civilians should be owning assault rifles. There's no reason for it. Yeah, change would be students worried about school and not being shot at, and gun regulation.
I am here today because I want to save other people's lives and keep other people safe.
If you had one message to send to the president or the NRA, what would you say?
Stop guns and save lives.
We think it's important to support common sense gun control and the removal of the assault weapons from our schools. Basically, we don't think that anybody should be able to commit the kind of atrocities that have happened, not just at Parkland, but also at Columbine and Sandy Hook, and many more instances that were less publicized. And we think that it's really important to take action within the law and legislative action to prevent these instances from occurring, rather than arming teachers, which, as we've seen in California, can only cause more harm.
Yeah, we also think it's important to make sure that the legislators who are not doing what is right need to be voted out. So we think it's important for the young people like us. I pre-registered to vote today, so I think it's important that we take action, that we are educated about these issues today.
So if you had one message to send to the NRA or the president, what would you say?
I would say that I think it's pretty obvious from everybody around here that the students and the people really, really, really want more safety in our schools, and gun control is the way to do that.
Yeah, I think we just want them to listen to us and listen to what we think will work instead of listening to the NRA.
If you had one message to send to the president or the NRA, what would you say?
Get off your asses and just we got to make change here. Enough is enough.
And what would change look like to you?
Laws that prohibit people from, buying assault rifles and, just generally gun control.
So why have you guys decided to come out here today?
Because my family my family's both teachers, and they will quit their jobs if they required to have guns.
I just kind of want to show strength in numbers as far as the issue of gun control being necessary.
I kind of want to stand up for our generation because it's something that's mainly affecting our generation. It never really happened to our parents, and it's really prevalent now in our generation. So I think it's important for our age group to stand up.
I feel that kids shouldn't be afraid to go to school. I feel that they shouldn't wake up every morning being scared that they're gonna get hurt at school,
It's not okay.
I feel like I shouldn't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to make it home in the morning, like when I go leave for school. I shouldn't have to worry that might be the last time I ever see my family, and neither should other kids.
If you had one message to send the president or the NRA, what would you say?
Please, and hold on. Yeah, gun control now. Make gun control happen.
Pardon my foul language, but get your heads out of your ass and change things.
If you take money from the NRA, you're putting a cost on my life, and that's not what should happen. I should have the right to live without your right to gun overwhelming that.
We matter. Children matter. Our voice matters. Listen to us.
I'm coming here for my future and my little brother's future and my friends, and I just feel like I shouldn't have to hope to be safe in school. I feel like I should be safe in school.
Yeah, I'm here definitely to make sure that I can stay at school and be safe and not have to worry about someone coming on campus and hurting me and my friends, and for my younger cousins so they don't have to ever be put through that.
We are the change. We can vote in November and we can vote in 2020, and you're either with us or against us, and if you're against us, then we're going to vote you out.
Yeah, my mom's an elementary school teacher, and being a high school student, I shouldn't have to be worried about whether or not I'm going to see her at the end of the day or if she's going to see me. And I was recently on lockdown this week, and it turned out to be a threat that it wasn't a real threat, but still having to sit in a classroom for 2.5 hours, that shouldn't be something that is irregular. It shouldn't be a drill that we have to do. We should be taking action and preventative action, and being here, it feels good to do something and be an active participant in that conversation.
So why have you guys decided to come out here today?
I have 2 younger siblings, and I also know a lot of younger kids, and it would absolutely kill me if I happened to see if there was a shooting at one of their schools, or if I had to see their names on a gravestone or in one of those posts going around. And I don't want to see that happen to any of them or any kids anywhere.
For me, I'm just tired of just looking at TV and just seeing another mass shooting and just be like, oh, another one. It's so sad that our society has become like normal with this, and it's just not okay. It's time for a change, and we are the next generation, so we have to make that change. It has to happen.
If you had one message to send to the president or the NRA, what would you say?
Listen to the people. Come on, it's not that hard. We're out here screaming.
I just find it funny how I can't buy alcohol or anything like that, but I can buy a gun wherever, whenever. That's just, so we have to make a change.
It's awful. It's really awful. Like, there have been so many shooting threats at my school. There was this one day where there was a lack of communication in my school, and it was just a really awful situation, and like no one came to school that day because everyone was fearing for their lives. There have been so many shooting threats, like just in the 2 years that I've been in high school, and it's just awful.
Yeah, there's I've been really anxious going to school. Like, my school's like really like pro-gun, so like there's a lot of guns in the area. So like when I go to school, I get really anxious that like some kid who's like, you know, it's just gonna happen. You know, who knows?
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Register, vote, and volunteer.
We did it!